Thank you for getting this far. This is part 3 of a 3-part series on the West Highland Way. This is really a big deal. I mean, pat yourself on the back that you're planning on, thinking about doing this. It's not a walk in the park. It's also not terribly difficult to do. But because it is long and it can be tricky with the weather, you really have to have your head in the game and know that you are going to do this and you are mentally prepared for it. And so when you do get tired, you don't punk out and you stay the course. Some practical things: do get a midge net that you can put over your head, so when you're getting buzzed out with midgets that you've got some protection over your head. I would suggest that you bring plenty of extra nuts and dried fruit with you from home. They tend to be scarce on the trail and quite expensive if you can find them, and almost all the ones that you find on the trail are commercial types with sulfur and other chemicals, preservatives. I'm also going to say the very best advice I'm going to give you is probably to plan the trip in such a way that you can take a day off. If you get to the point you're just buzzed out, you've had enough, take a day off, enjoy it, get your legs back, and then do the final segment. That's what we should have done when we got to Kinloch 11, which would have been day 8 of our hike. We should have taken an extra day, and then we would have finished it to Fort William. But we cut our trip short. One day we did not do the last segment from Kinloch 11, 50 miles to Fort William, and I feel real bad that I didn't do it. So hopefully this will give you better preparation. Enjoy the video. We'll see you on the next adventure. Okay, day 7. Slightly just a tiny little drizzle. Definitely on the cloudy-ish side. This is where all the black sheep, all the stories of the black sheep were developed. We just had our night at Ewich B&B. Pleasant enough.
Look at the little guys.
Yeah,
That's a new one. Look at oh.
Sort of a impromptu kind of a campsite. Looks like the farmer decided he'd make a few extra pounds. Let people park the car. Mattresses, electric light, and heating. Each has its own picnic bench, campfire. Use your own sleeping bag or hire linen. Little Scottish farm. They've got these little wigwam holidays. Let's find out how much they are. Nice little stone bridge. Got the sun coming out. About an hour into day 7.
Over 2 miles.
About 2 miles. We left a B&B Ewich. The trail is relatively well marked, and they've put signs up at most exchanges, so they've done a pretty good job of helping to keep on the trail, because it does interweave with some local roads, and so it could be easy to stay on the local road and not pay attention. But they've got a sign, generally a sign, that tells you, no, here's the West Highland Way. I mean, that looks like a place to get rented. Serious? Well, I guess it's all weekend too, right? wants to be sunny today.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're gonna take. Scott Rail. So it goes over like 10 of those little viaducts.
These are two Argyle sheep. That's buckaroo. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of animals Melissa likes, the ones that stay away from you. It's just not a lot of population out here.
Yeah.
Like, look behind. A lot of these little streams. Came to a train station, Orkey, Bridge of Orkey Primary School. This is is this night 7? Night 7. Happening place. Lots of people. Nice looking little dining area. Let's see what the restaurant. No? Nice little bar and restaurant. Restaurant.
Southwest from Bradford and take a boat to the Loch Close.
Man, this room is a little bit pricey. Probably about $325 US. We didn't have a choice. It was the last thing and there was nothing else in the town. So this is the room. You know, it's nice, it's comfortable. Bathroom looks like it's set up for wheelchair. The floor is terrible. Once you take a shower, everything is wet and it's super slippery. They got the wrong tile for the floor. They got wall tile on the floor, which once it's wet, it doesn't absorb the water and it's quite slick, so quite careful. It does give you a nice little view. I'm assuming that's the Bridge Orkey there. We'll take a look at that a little bit. So the rest of the accommodations probably started off as a hotel and the demand was such that they put more units in. Nice little environment. I think this is Bridge Orkey. Alright, this is day 7. We got thunderstorms. We're at the Bridge of Orkey. Waiting for the bus. We're going to skip the section because we can find rooming, but it's like 350 pounds, so we're going to skip that section and head to a more economically agreeable location. All right, this is Orkey. This is it. This is day 7. Yes? Not now. So if you were hiking from Bridge Orkey to here, you'd see these ducks. Now you would actually hike to this place the following night, and it's kind of $50 for a shared bunk room, or you could buy all the bunks. There's like 250 pounds, and have your own bunk, but you still have to share the bathroom. We're just gonna go inside. So this would have been an extra 8 kilometers or so past Bridge Orkey that you would have walked through the following day. Certainly one of the advantages of booking your own accommodations as you go along the hike, by the seat of your pants, if you will, is that you have much more flexibility. An example would be if you paid for a pre-booked program where they make all of your 8 accommodations, you've got to get to that next location by a certain time. Otherwise, you lose your accommodations. So that's one of the sweet things of making your own accommodations as you go along. But do know that if you are making them as you're going along the hike, know that there may be some places where it gets a little bit stressful trying to find a place in the next location. So it's a toss-up. And if worse comes to worse, there are enough roads around. You can get a taxi, you can get a shuttle, you can get a bus service to take you to the next town, and then take the bus back to the location that you skipped, and then you can continue to do your trail. The Devil's Staircase, West Highland Way. Kenlock 11. Close to the top. boy. These conditions. A lot of water.
There is that where we came from? That
I don't know.
reservoir?
Do you have a combo? Huh. Cute enough. How much are these?
190.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
200
US.
bucks. 190 US. Ooh.
But I mean, you know, you have your own little.
And so we leave our little pod. It's just gonna get nastier and nastier. So we pinked out. Up in Fort William, the road got blown out by the storms that we were hiking in, and so we had to take the bus because it wouldn't go where we needed to go because the road was gone. And so now we're in Fort William and we're punking out and we're gonna take a train back home. So you buy your tickets, everybody's waiting. This is where you pick up your train. It's really very interesting taking the train and retracing your steps of this hike. It's really quite amazing. It's really a lot bigger deal than you think it is in the moment, because you're sort of dealing with the trudgeries. So it's almost like a metaphor for life, you know. In the moment, it's all this trudgery, but when you look back, like for example, raising children, you think, you know what? You start looking at some of the good things, and it wasn't as horrible and terrible as you thought it was because it's in the past. But I would say, boy, treat yourself well. Take a day off if you have to, if you get to the point where you just had enough. Get your feet back, get your head back into the game. Make sure you finish the hike. I think that's my big disappointment. After all of this effort, all of this time, we didn't finish that last 15 miles to Fort William, and I'm kicking myself for doing that. So fortunate you watching this video, you won't make that mistake. All right, we'll see ya.
I mean, it's very interesting to see in rewind.
Yeah.
This is right after we were at B&B.